today we're peeling back the layers of a woman who's been called everything from a tyrant to a fraud. We've all seen the headlines, heard the accusations, and witnessed the drama unfold. But what does it all mean? Is Tiffany Henyard a master manipulator, a misunderstood leader, or something in between? The truth is often stranger than fiction, and in her case, it's far more complicated. So here's the twist, y'all. Behind all the controversy and the chaos, Tiffany Henyard can be quite funny, even charming at times. But the real question is who's laughing with her and who's laughing at her? Is her humor just another layer of smokescreen, a distraction from the deeper issues at play? See, here's how it works. Like, no one has been able to see past her perceived arrogance to the person beneath. Or perhaps the arrogance is just another part of the act. So we continue to unravel the enigma that is Tiffany Henyard. We must ask ourselves, like, how many faces does she truly have? Is she the villain the media portrays, or is there a side of her that's been hidden from public view? So join me, guys, as we delve deeper into the many personalities of Tiffany Henyard, each one more intriguing and controversial than the last. Because in a world where perception is everything, sometimes the truth is the most shocking revelation of all. Let's get right into it. So let's uncover the many faces and personalities of Tiffany Henyard. Now, Tiffany has mastered the art of political survival in the face of relentless allegations and controversies. Now, on the surface, she presents herself as a dedicated public servant, tirelessly working for the people of Dolton and Thornton Township. But beneath this polished exterior lies a web of contradictions, secrets, and strategies that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the embattled mayor. And that's not all. We'll expose the vulnerabilities that Henyard has worked so hard to conceal. You know, the cracks in her armor that are beginning to show as her closest allies fall away and the legal pressures mount. Now, we'll meticulously break down her different personality traits, allowing the public to understand not just the political persona that she presents to us, but also the psychological mechanisms of defense, such as denial, projection, and rationalization. So I did a little digging, guys, and I was able to match at least seven different character traits for Tiffany's personality. And let's start with number one: manipulative and calculating. So, Tiffany's ability to keep gatherings and free food events on her schedule, despite her excessive spending and abuse of power, points to a highly manipulative personality. Now, she understands that people are more likely to overlook her transgressions if they feel that they are receiving something in return, no matter how superficial. So, by offering these events, she creates a facade of generosity, distracting the public from her more questionable actions. Now, this is a classic gaslighting, right? Making the people believe she's working for their benefit, all while exploiting them behind the scenes. And number two, narcissistic tendencies, if not a full blown narcissist. But we'll give her the benefit of the doubt on that. And let's just say that the mayor's excessive spending and blatant abuse of power, it does suggest a sense of entitlement and self importance, often associated with narcissism. Now, Tiffany appears to see public funds as an extension of her personal wealth, using them to indulge in lavish expenditures without considering the consequences for her community. And her focus on public events and free food offerings, may be driven by a need for admiration and validation, and that will ensure that she remains in the spotlight as a benevolent leader, even if it's all for show. Okay, number three, charismatic and deceptive. Now, some people may not agree that she has charisma, but she does. She has a form of charisma, right? And she possesses a strong, um, charismatic personality, allowing her to easily sway public opinion. Her ability to host events, that give the impression of caring and generosity while simultaneously engaging in corrupt practices, it does suggest that she is skilled in deception. Charisma is her tool to maintain a positive image, despite the underlying reality of her leadership. People are drawn to her charm and seemingly endless perks, and she provides it to them, right? Making it easier for her to deflect criticism and maintain control. And certainly, I'm not saying that she's, you know, a polished speaker or anything, but you cannot be a polished speaker and have the ability to, let's call it hobnob, and be a little charismatic, which is what I think she does for the group of people. Hear me out, for the group of people that she's targeting. So that charisma works for certain people, and it doesn't work for everyone. But she does have an element of it, and she uses it very wisely with a particular group or groups of people. Okay, so let's move on to number four, opportunistic, right? Her personality, it displays the fact that she knows how to be, an opportunist. So Henyard knows how to seize the moments that will benefit her public image. And even if they come at a cost of her integrity. So by offering free food and hosting gatherings, she capitalizes on the goodwill these gestures generate. Now, this creates a buffer against potential backlash from her overspending and abusing the seat of power that she's assigned to. And then her actions are not born out of genuine concern, but rather out of a calculated strategy to maintain her position and authority. So here's one I think that we can all agree on. Tiffany is very cynical, right? And despite the outward appearance of generosity, Tiffany's actions reveal a cynical view of her constituents, right? She seems to believe that the people can be easily placated. Rather, she's talking about residents or someone that she's working with in her administration. She seems to think that she can placate them with superficial offerings. And as far as the residents are concerned, it's more like offerings of free food and social gatherings. Even if she mismanages the township's resources, they still seem to feel and believe and are convinced that she's giving them something, right? And that attitude reflects a deep seated disregard for people, the very people that she's supposed to be serving. She treats them as pawns in her little game rather than as individuals whose welfare should be her priority. And here's one, guys, that really resonates with me. Strategic gaslighter. So Tiffany's use of gatherings and free food to distract from the people that she's trying to take advantage of or to manipulate, it aligns with the behavior of a strategic gaslighter. Simply put, now she creates a false narrative where she is seen as a caring and attentive leader, diverting attention away from her misdeeds and controls the narrative in a way where she keeps the public confused and unsure of the true extent of her corruption, effectively protecting herself from accountability. So, one of Tiffany's most insidious traits is her ability to gaslight the public, even, right? People that are not residents of the townships, right? She often downplays or denies her involvement in controversies, convincing people that the criticism she faces is unwarranted or exaggerated. So, this trait is dangerous because it erodes the public's ability to discern the truth from manipulation and allows her to continue her questionable practices unchecked. Now, these dangerous personality traits form, a troubling profile of Tiffany, a leader who is more concerned with maintaining power and control, personal gain, than with serving the public's good. Now, each trait that I mentioned, while damaging on their own merits, becomes even more harmful when combined with the others. So, what happens is it creates a toxic leadership style that threatens the very fabric of her community. And guys, remember that she targets like certain groups of people. So the reason why she's able to be successful is there's still those elements of people, groups, and subgroups that she can brainwash, and they pretty much will buy whatever she's selling. And that's evident by the fact that she was elected to start with. Because remember, I think she was pretty controversial as a trustee. So it's not like she was a shining star as a trustee. She had some issues, right? There were some schisms and isms that people were talking about behind closed doors, but she targeted certain people, certain groups and subgroups, and she was able to convince them that she is basically something that she's not. So I took a clip from one of her rants, right, during one of the board meetings. And this is exactly what she does to throw people off. And if you don't know any better, then you could just ascribe to what she's selling. Like, take a listen.
Because y'all don't want to do the research. Y'all keep listening to people and no one's showing you fact. They keep telling you fiction, fake story, fake news. Like, for real, stop. But go check, guys, if you really want to know the truth so you can understand what it is that we're fighting over. I'm basically fighting against the devil, the evil spirits. I'm the good spirit, they the evil spirit. Because I never see nobody try to tear down people this much. We in the news every single day. Y'all, if y'all ain't got it, y'all don't know what to tell you. I am a black single parent, and I get beat up on every day because y'all want what Frank Zuccarelli had. He been here for 30 years. 30 years, I ain't see y'all question none. I ain't see y'all show up. I ain't see y'all make no noise about nothing that been going on in this township. It's a lot, but no one said nothing. Everybody was sitting on mute. But now, all of a sudden, everybody got something to say. Why? Because the person, the little engine that could got the seat. The one y'all didn't see coming got the seat. I understand. People get upset because when it's not the typical way, and it's a way that God, because only God can place you where He wants you at. No matter what y'all trying to tear down, you can't tear down something that God gave to you. So that's what the issue is right now. So this is my way of trying to educate the public or people here. But go and research things before y'all start believing the hype. Because at the end of the day, they'll make you believe in something that's really good for you, and you will tear it down before that you see the good opportunity in it. I'll say that. I'm just trying to make sure that y'all feel it. Next on the agenda.
So let's move on to number 7, the vindictive avenger. So Tiffany doesn't easily forget those who cross her. And you've heard her say that in meetings. I know I have. Oh, I'll remember that. Oh, is that right? Well, I'll remember that. That means that she has a vindictive side that drives her to retaliate against anyone who poses a threat to her power or questions her actions. So this could mean firing staff members, discrediting opponents, or even using legal means to silence critics. So this trait is particularly dangerous because it creates an atmosphere of intimidation and retribution, making it difficult for anyone to hold her accountable. Okay, and number 8, guys, this is our last one. She's a financial predator and oppressor. That's my opinion, right? And Tiffany's approach to finances can be likened to that of a predator stalking its prey. So she has a ferocious appetite for spending, particularly when it comes to using public funds for personal luxuries. Now, this trait is dangerous because it can lead to severe financial instability within the township, diverting resources away from essential services and where? Into her own pockets, or at the least, using them for something other than what they were intended for. So, as you guys know, here's my disclaimer that what I said here today is my personal opinion, evaluation, perspectives of this whole entire mess within the village of Dolton and Thornton Township with supervisor slash mayor Henyard, right? And so it's for critique and commentary purposes. I just wanted to put that out there before we close. And here's my take on this. As we move forward, carry this with you. The most powerful stories are the ones that make us uncomfortable, the ones that challenge us to see the world and ourselves like a little differently, right? So until next time, keep questioning, keep digging, and never settle for surface. And for more on this developing story and all things true crime, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time.